Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Boy, it's a nice breezy day. Some storms rolled through. We're at this pond. We're going to do some little bit of topwater fishing, maybe a little drop shot fishing, and test some cranks and stuff out here, some bladed jigs. I hope you're doing well. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. That's going to be the story, the theme, which is usually the theme, testing different lures. We'll get to the drop shot here in a little bit, but first, I've got the Bass X. I'm going to throw this little crick hopper, topwater. This is from Rebel, and I love fishing this. It's teeny. It doesn't freak the fish out. It's a little too windy for it, but a little chop never hurt anything. So all I'm doing is just pitching it along. I got real light braid on this. I don't have any kind of a leader. So the wind is kind of pushing it in to all the spots, and I just twitch it and bring it, twitch it and bring it. There, you can see it right there. It's a cool little lure. I've caught a ton of fish on it, but I've never used it up here in Iowa, I don't think. So there's all kinds of stuff on the water here. There's dragonflies, mayflies, lightning bugs, beetles. So it's got a nice spit to it if you pop it a little bit more aggressive. It's got a nice sound to it. So I'm going to be throwing this around these little grass edges. The water is super low here. That's the only issue. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Man, let me know what you've been fishing, what you're catching. I mean, what you're fishing with, what you're catching, where you are. Have you ever tried this little crick hopper? Do you ever do any topwater fishing? This is a good one to start off with if you've never done it before, topwater fishing, because they're not that expensive. Just give it some twitches. Let it sit there for a bit. They'll see it. This water's pretty clear, but you can fish it in dark water too, stained water. I haven't had a chance to fish it up here in Iowa yet, so that's why I'm giving it a run for its money here. All right, we did that side. Let's switch over to this side. Yeah, pardon the wind, guys. It's just one of these days where there's like an upper level low moving in, and they're under a heat warning here. But for me, it's not a heat warning, you know, because being from Texas, this is it's not like a so I'm used to this kind of stuff, but in all seriousness, the wind is kicked up from it. so there it is. I've got some big heavy poppers and stuff I'll throw too, but I just wanted to throw this guy around. Okay guys, here's the drop shot setup. I got this one on a Bass. I love these Bass X rods. I know they're the entry-level rods, but man, I like them. So this one I got an FF sonar minnow on and a little tungsten weight. And I use these Bass Pro Shops pre-rigged drop shot setups. I used to tie my own, and then when I discovered these, I was like, hey, these work just fine. There's not a thing wrong with them. So that's when I started using those. Never had any trouble with them. Do I already have a bite? Anyway, so I've gotten so good at doing the drop shot over the last few years, guys. I love fishing the drop shot now. FF sonar minnow is a good one to start with. I always put eyes on them. I know people are like, what? You put eyes on them? Yep, because they don't come with eyes. So I put eyes on there. But I also like, I mean, there's a lot of drop shot stuff I like. The drip minnow from Berkeley is really good. There's a lot of different ones I like to fish with. Worms, robo worms, I mean, just all kinds of things. There we go. On the FF sonar minnow, what do we got here? It's a pretty good little bass. With the wind, it was kind of hard to determine that he was on there. Oops. Rats. I hate to see that. I was too slow trying to get him handled, for crying out loud. There we go, right there. Not a bad fish. Here it is, the FF sonar minnow. See how I put the eyes on there? It's hard when you do have a breeze to fish a drop shot with braid. I don't do anything conventional, but I love doing it with braid to fluoro. Once you figure it out and you don't have too many issues with it and you can deal with the wind, it's fun. It works out pretty good. The cool thing that people don't take into consideration, if the wind is blowing with braid, it's gonna move your bait for you down there. You don't have to twitch it as much. The FF sonar is a good one. The robo worms are always good. Charlie Brewer Slider Company worms are really good. Anything from Berkeley, their Maxent, Gulp, Power Bait, all those are good. The twitch tail minnow is fantastic. And the wind blew this one right in here. All right guys, check this out. So this is a natural lake from here in Iowa. So we're gonna bomb this guy around and we'll see if we can catch one. They don't make them anymore. They're kind of like a spray foam design where they have the mold and they spray this hard plastic. It's like a foam, from what I understand, and it packs in there super hard. But they're not around anymore. You can find them all over eBay, and they're pretty cool. This one's a little baby red-eared sunfish, or like a bluegill. So it gets down there with like maybe 3 feet, 4 feet. I felt some grass there. Did he get caught in it a little? Yep, just a little bit. But it's a fun lure to fish with. It's a little square bill. They have different ones. They got deep divers, shallow divers. I'm not sure exactly what happened, why it went out of business. I'll have to do some more research, but I have fun fishing it. I think I've got some videos in there where I talk about how I fish with it. Catch some. I think I was up on Ray Roberts in Texas when I caught some fish on it. I think maybe here too, a couple years ago, I caught some on it. It swims really well. I have like maybe 8 of them of different depths. I just don't fish them that much. I really like them, but I don't fish them that much. Figure that one out. Natural Ike. So if you're looking for some vintage stuff that you can throw that it's kind of unique, this would be one of them. Look at that thing zip around. Yeah, it's cool. This is a cool bait right here. Look at that Casa Country Mile. Really slow rise. I mean, super slow. Look at that. Finally, it's coming up here. I'd say more it's suspending, but it did come up. All right, guys. Sadly, I lost the natural Ike. I got snagged on something. When that happens with lures, I call it a toll. It's a toll for the lake. You're giving some back. So right now I'm throwing a lure I love to throw, but I don't throw it enough. And this is the Fat A from Bomber. It's such a fun lure to throw. Uh-oh. Am I stuck now on this one? There it comes. Yeah, the Fat A is so much fun to fish with, guys. I think I got into some cabbage here. Yep. It usually comes through it pretty good, but this is this onion weed. So it can be kind of a little thick. I don't know exactly what type it is. I call it onion weed because it stinks like onions. Oh yeah, let me show you. And this electric shad or shad pattern, look at that Fat A right there. This thing is, there's so much fun to fish. They got a really wide wobble because of that extra thickness. So usually what I do is when I get out there, I just do a sweep to get it down there. Then I'll crank, twitch, 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 and it'll come up real slow. Crank it right along the tip top of the grass. Twitch, twitch. Twitch it along in case there's something down there in the grass that sees it. Any of the newer ones from Lurenet are going to be great colors to fish with, but they also have some vintage colors that are really good, like the coach dog patterns. So check those out. We cast a country mile with it, that's for sure. All right, guys, I dug out of the old box a 2A right here, a Bomber 2A. Nothing on that fat A. I may switch to the smaller size, but check this out. It's got some unique colors on that. On it, excuse me. More on that later. I like this because it has a real shallow running depth. You can get it down below 3 feet if you're using really light line, depending on, you know, what you've got. Like I've got 12 pound. Ooh, hit right there. Is he on there? I don't think so, but I had a hit. Maybe it was a sunfish. Poof. All right, so I'm throwing this on the Mag 6/8, and so with this I've got 12 pound sunline to a 14 pound floral leader. The reason I got 14 is because of the pike and such. But this will get down to 3 feet, but it'll get deeper if you got really light line. Like I can get this one down deeper than 3. The 2A's like usually 0 to 3, but I can get it down there pretty good. And that was cool that I had a hit on it, but I just didn't get him. So this one I can run right above any kind of grass. That's the thing, guys, is that Bomber's got it covered from all depths. Now you may have to find some of the older kind of cool colors on eBay, but you can still get them at Lurenet. I like the 2A's and the 5A's. The 2A's got some really cool like coach dog and craw colors. Then the Generation 2, they've got some really cool colors in some of the Bomber sizes. But these are perfect for like creeks and ponds. All right, guys, on this Bomber 2A, got whacked down there. Let's see what we got. It's a decent sized bass. Let's see if we can get him unhooked here. Yeah, he's not a big guy. Don't like to have him out in the wind too much. There he is. There it is. This is one of the ones that was just wrecked. I got in a eBay lot, so I kind of painted it on my own, but I like it. It's got the black back, chartreuse sides. It's got that orange on the gut. It works, as you can see. All right, guys, we're hooked up again on the 2A, which has got cracked. There we go. That's a nice fish right there. There he is right there. There you go, buddy. Down she goes. Yeah, the 2A is cool because of its running depth, you know? So it can go above the weeds there. There were a couple of spots where I hit weeds, but that chartreuse, man, sticks out like a sore thumb. why is the Bomber 2A a great weapon to have in your arsenal? Well, because of its running depth, but it's durable. Especially if you find those ones on eBay that are the old school. Some of them you may have to paint or get them custom painted, but man, they're just a durable bait. And you know, Bomber perfected crankbaits. They've got all the technology and years of experience behind it. It's bass royalty. So the 2A is going to have the great action. It gets down there where you need it to be in that 0 to 4 zone if you stretch it out, but for sure 0 to 3. So if you're running like a shallow creek or river, I mean, heck, this pond, the deepest it gets is 20 feet, and it'll call fish up. But if you're running near the bank, I mean, this is ideal. It's almost, take a look at this bill. It's not quite a square bill. I mean, it's a round bill, but it's like a hybrid. It can almost act like a square bill. Now this will have a slow rise on mine because when I custom painted, I put a little extra gel coat on there. But you can put suspend strips on them or just fish it as is, and it'll come up nice. We'll see. Yeah, it's nice and slow. It's just, I have so much fun tinkering with with lures, guys. Oops, got that one caught in the wind, but this will work just fine. There you go. There's your juice on the Bomber 2As. You don't hear a lot of people fishing them, but man, I sure do. It's kind of a small, compact bait, but big largemouth will hit. I've got a huge largemouth on it because it's just an irresistible snack. And of course, smallmouth go crazy for it, like on shallow creeks and rivers. Alright guys, we're hooked up on the Molex spy bait. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, and it came off right there. Is it a fail? I don't count those as a fail. There it is. I just put it on, did a first cast. It's a cool little spy bait. I prefer those Great Lakes Finesse stay pinned ones, but this is a little guy that I've got a ton of fish with. I don't throw spy baits very often. I had a hunch just to bomb it through here, and that hunch paid off. This will be cast number 2. So I let it get down there a little bit, and then I just start cranking, and then I kill it. But the thing is, it's those blades that really get everything going. So this is one of those times where you see me testing lures that right out of the gate, you know, I get hooked up on them. Doesn't happen too often, but it does happen from time to time. I'm always tinkering and throwing different stuff, and usually I throw these in the wintertime, but I'm starting to find out, guys, you could throw lures year round. Everyone's like, oh, you gotta throw the flat side in the cold water. You gotta throw this during this time. You gotta throw this during that time. Especially for me down in Texas, I catch them year round. Like on Smithwicks, I catch fish on those all the time. So just because somebody says, oh, you got to throw this during the winter, or cold water, or this or that, it's not necessarily true. If you never fished any Molex products, go check them out. I fished some of their jigs and then the spy bait. So I've only thrown this a handful of times, but it's always worked for me. There it is, right there. Yeah, it's fun. It's spy baits are fun to fish with. Yes, and they do work in the cold weather, and most people fish them during that time of year. But man, I fish them just whenever I get the hunch to fish them. This is my favorite thing to do, guys. Is just throw different lures and see what works, see what doesn't. So there's a lot of different spy bait brands. Duo Realis has got, what do they say, the best ones? The 90, the 80. But this state pin from Great Lakes Finesse is really good. And then this one from Molex. What did I call it? A blade bait? A spy blade. I think earlier when I was talking about it, I called it that. But give them a try. They're so unique. It's definitely a search bait. But the key thing with all these is if it's fun to fish with. There we go. Boy, he was following it, I think. I killed it. Oh, he's a good sized fish right there. That's a nice one. That's one of the bigger ones I've caught out here. Here we go. Man, that's a gorgeous fish right there. Check that out. There you go, buddy. All right, there we go on the spy bait. From Molex right there. It's the Trago. Check that out. All right, let's switch to something else and see what we can cook up. All right, guys, that Molex was 65 size. This next one I'm gonna throw is a little bait called the wreck shad. And the wreck shads, I usually throw these anywhere. If you're under 10 feet, it'll get down there 3 to 4. But it's got a really nice, unique wobble to it. It's got like a square bill on it. It can blow out on you a little bit, but I love throwing this thing. More of a coffin bill instead of a square bill. But these, I got a whole bunch of these, and I've repainted them, tried different custom paint jobs on them, but I really enjoy fishing with them. Man, it's so peaceful out here. You're supposed to get big storms. You can kind of see it's cloudy. They're under a heat warning that I talked about earlier, but for me, I'm so used to it. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna sweat like a hog, but as long as there's a breeze, I'm fine. Okay guys, I gotta spill the beans on something. I was doing everyone's got 4th of July sales, everyone's got this, they got that kind of sale going. I checked, I was doing a search for a fishing line, and I found a website that was selling Sunline Overwatch for $19.99 for whatever. What are this? They come in $250, $125, I think is what it is. I was like, what? So I bought 3 of them. So keep your eyes peeled on the deals and sales that are going on. I couldn't believe it. Somebody was just trying to unload it, I guess. I like that Overwatch. It's a 8-ply. I usually fish the SX1, but I have fished that Overwatch, and it's really nice. It's that alternating kind of color scheme. There were a couple of panfish. This thing suspends, or a couple of panfish looking at it. The only thing with this one is I can't crank it I can't burn it. Ooh, I saw a fish jump on the surface over there. I just got to go real easy with it. Out of all the lures, this is the one that I hate losing the most. This little wreck shad. It's that good. That, my Demiki crankbaits, like the 100, 200, and 300. I don't have a lot of footage on those because, man, those are super special for me. The other cool thing about this little bait is that it hunts. I do have to tune them from time to time, but it hunts. It'll go back and forth. Oops. I got him right into the cabbage. Usually comes through the cabbage pretty good, but this stinky onion grass, a little bit different story. Check that out. Got a little bit of red in there. There we go. Well, I almost yanked the rod right out of my hand. You guys see that? It's a good fish. This could be a catfish. You never know. I have caught catfish on this before. No, it's just a little dude. But he's fighting like crazy. There we go. On the wreck shad. Boy, I thought he was a bigger fish the way he hit that thing. Check him out. Not bad. He's a little dude, but he's pretty cool. There you go, buddy. Yeah, the Demiki DC 100, 200, 300. I rarely get those on any kind of footage. I'll show you one of them. Let me keep throwing this for a little bit. I've got a 100 in there. I collect the DCs. A lot of people complain that they're not tuned or whatever. I've never had any issues with any of them I've ever fished with. All right, guys, here's another of my wreck shads right here. What are we getting, some rain? Here is the Demiki DC 100 that I never talk about. Super shallow is such a great lure. I just never ever really, I mean, there's some times where I get them on camera, but not that often. This one didn't dive too far down there, but I catch them on all of them. 200, 300. It's got such great action. I rarely have to. People complain that you got to tune them. I never have to tune them. Chad Pipkins is a pro angler that really does a lot with these crankbaits, and he's caught some hogs on them. I've caught some pretty big ones myself. It's just one I don't really talk much about or share much info on. Ooh. I think that might have just been cabbage, but I felt something down there. And the cool thing about this little dude is that he hunts really well too. It's almost like a light bulb. Kind of a school bus color is another really good one. So you don't see them around much, but man, I buy them anytime on Tackle Warehouse when they're on sale, or I get them on eBay if people are unloading them. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Man, I had so much fun testing these different lures. So to come away with it, the Bomber 2A, find them, use them. Anything under down to 3 feet, they're just awesome baits to use. You can do that also if you want a longer profile. The 14A, the 13A, those are the long A's. And the 15A also, if you want a really bigger profile. So those are some ones to look at and to think about, to fish with. I've got a ton of videos out. I don't want to say a ton, but I got quite a few videos out of the Bomber 2A. I think I had one recently when I was fishing the rapids. I was using the coach dog patterns. And the good thing about the 2As is I'll repaint them. I get them. People are trying to get rid of them, like those beater lure lots. And I get them and I repaint them. Ooh, I thought I had a hit there. Let me see if I got another 2A here I can show you. All right, guys, check it out. So here's the image of here's a coach dog 2A. It's a good one to use right there. So that's a deal. If you picked something up for today, these Bomber 2As are just lethal. All right, guys. I know I said I had to go and I do, but I'm gonna do a couple more casts with this big Joshy on an underspin. Just to run it through here. All right, couple more casts, Oh, dang it, guys, I had a hit and he didn't stick. Must have been a little fellow. Did you see my rod jump? I wonder what happened. Might have been one of those smaller bass, or it could have been like a bluegill. Dang it. No, he's still intact. Everything's there. There we go. He came back for it. All right, so see how one more cast can pay off? It's one of these big Joshies just on an underspin. Well, it's a decent bass right here. Check that out. Not too bad. Easy, easy. There he is, right there. There you go, buddy. All right, let's take a look at it. Just a 1/4 ounce underspin with the big Joshy. What do you think? Should I throw out one more time out into that area? Could there be more? Problem is, which side of that was that? Right on to the, right in front of the islandish. I should have ended it on that cast, huh? Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, I will see you then. Take care. Now get out there and get your lures wet.